I swear, you're going to trip over your own feet one day. Daniel laughed as he caught my arm before I stumbled over the step. I laughed with him, breathless. Or maybe I just like you catching me? His grin softened into something protective. Then I'll catch you every time. You know that, right? I nodded, my chest tightening with affection. That's why I trust you, always. Claire rolled her eyes as she walked a few steps behind us. Ah, you two are sickening. Do you? Ever stop with the sweet talk? Jealous much, I teased. She snorted. Not jealous, just realistic. One day I'll remind you that men aren't perfect. Till then, enjoy your fairy tale. Daniel smirked at her. Well, this fairy tale isn't ending anytime soon. He squeezed my hand, his tone warm but firm. I'll make sure of that. I loved that certainty in his voice. Back then, it felt like safety, like stability I could lean on. The first time I met him still echoed in my mind. You're the one who dropped your books in the rain, right? Daniel had asked, holding out the notebook I thought I'd lost. That? Was you? I had blinked at him, drenched and humiliated, until his jacket covered my shoulders. Yeah, he said simply. Couldn't leave you freezing out there. I'd smiled then, small but real. Thank you. He'd looked at me like I mattered. No one had ever done that before. Don't tell me you're daydreaming again. Claire teased now, snapping her fingers in front of my face. I wasn't. I lied, cheeks warming. Of course you were, Daniel said smoothly. She always gets that faraway look when she thinks of me. Wow, Claire said, throwing her hands up. The ego on this one. Daniel chuckled, tugging me closer. She doesn't mind, do you? I shook my head. Not at all. 'Twas true. I liked his confidence, the way he made decisions, the way he always seemed so sure. I thought it meant he was strong enough for both of us. Later that night, curled up on the couch, Daniel brushed my hair back. You need to eat more, he said casually. I frowned. I do eat. Not enough. You're looking thinner. And you should stop wearing those oversized sweaters, they hide you. I like seeing you. I laughed nervously. You sound like my mom. I'm serious, he replied, his tone firmer. I just want you to take care of yourself. I know what's best for you. I hesitated, then forced a smile. Okay, I'll try. Claire's voice echoed in my memory from earlier that day. Pay attention to the little things. Shouldn't? Make you smaller. But I pushed it aside. Daniel loved me. That was enough. You've changed, Claire whispered over coffee a few days later. You don't laugh as loudly anymore. I frowned, stirring my drink. I'm just tired. No, she insisted, leaning closer. It's like you're quieter, more careful. Since when do you ask for permission before making plans? I swallowed hard. Not like that. Daniel just likes to know what I'm doing. That's normal. Claire's eyes softened with worry. Just don't lose yourself, okay? I love you too much to watch that happen. I forced a smile. You worry too much. Daniel takes care of me. Taking care of you, she murmured. Or controlling you. Her words stung, but I laughed it off. You've been watching too many dramas? That night, Daniel wrapped his arm around me and murmured, You don't need to listen to anyone else. I'll protect you. I'll make the choices that keep you safe. His breath was warm against my ear. I shivered, not from fear, but from the intensity in his voice. I trust you, I whispered. Good, he said firmly, 'cause I don't. Ever want you doubting me? If I didn't see it then, the line between love and control. All I felt was the comfort of someone who swore they'd never let me fall. For me, that was enough. For now. Do you really think that dress looks good on you? Daniel asked one evening, his eyes scanning me from head to toe. I froze, smoothing the fabric down. What's wrong with it? Makes you look childish, he said, his tone soft but firm. You should wear something more elegant, something that shows you've grown. I laughed nervously. It's just a dress, Daniel. Everything matters, he replied. How you look, how people see you, it all reflects on me too. I nodded quickly, swallowing my unease. I'll change. Claire frowned when she saw me later. Why are you so quiet? That's your favorite dress. Didn't look right, I muttered. Her eyes narrowed. Or he didn't like it. I tried to smile. He just has good taste. No, she said flatly. He has opinions. A difference. Claire, she leaned closer. Don't start shrinking yourself for someone else. Promise me. I'm not, I whispered, but my chest tightened at the lie at dinner the next week. Daniel commented again. Really shouldn't order that? Too many carbs. I set my menu down slowly. But I like pasta. I'm only saying this. Because I care, he added quickly. I want you healthy. Will thank me later. I forced a smile. Okay, I'll get the salad. Claire kicked my ankle under the table. When I looked at her, she mouthed, Wake up. The following morning at work. Sophia caught me staring at my untouched sandwich. Not hungry? She asked, raising an eyebrow. I'm fine, I muttered. Fine, she repeated slowly. You've said that 3 times this week, and you look like you haven't slept. What's going on? I hesitated, then shrugged. Daniel just wants me to take better care of myself. He worries. Sophia tilted her head. Worrying is one thing. Controlling. What you eat. That's another. It's not control, I said quickly. He just knows what's best for me. Her eyes sharpened. Be careful. Love shouldn't feel like losing pieces of yourself. Her words stuck in my chest long after she walked away. That night, Daniel wrapped his arm around me. Why do you spend so much time with Claire and Sophia? I don't understand you like I do. They're my friends, I said softly. He kissed my forehead. I'm not saying don't see them. I'm saying they fill your head with doubts. I'm the one who knows what you need. I just like having them around. His voice dropped. You trust me? Yes, I whispered. Then let me guide you, he said firmly. I only want what's best for us. I nodded, even though my stomach churned. Later, I met Claire for coffee. She leaned across the table, eyes blazing. It's cutting you off. Can't you see it? He's not, I argued weakly. He just wants to protect me. Protect you from what? She demanded. From living your own life? I looked down, twisting my hands. Love requires sacrifice. No, she shot back. Love requires balance. And right now, he's tipping the scale. Walking home, I replayed her words. But when Daniel greeted me at the door with his warm smile and steady voice, the doubts faded. You're safe with me, he whispered. That's all that matters. And I believed him because believing him was easier than facing the cracks in the mirror. I pushed open Daniel's door that night, expecting the usual warmth, maybe his teasing smile. Instead, I froze. A woman's laugh floated through the room. Then I saw her, perched on the edge of the couch, wine glass in hand, her hair tumbling down like she owned the place. Daniel leaned in close, his hand brushing hers. Daniel? My voice cracked. His head jerked up. You weren't supposed to be here. I stared. Who is she? The woman turned unbothered. I'm Lena. My stomach dropped. Lena, I repeated numbly. And what exactly are you doing here? Daniel sighed, rubbing his temple. Don't make this dramatic. Dramatic? My voice rose. You're with another woman in our home. Lena tilted her head, eyes gleaming with amusement. Maybe I should go. No, Daniel snapped. Stay. My chest caved in. Stay? Are you serious? He stood, shoulders stiff. This wouldn't have happened if you weren't so weak all the time. Do you know how exhausting it is to carry you? Always doubting, always clinging. The words struck harder than the betrayal itself. Weak, I whispered. Yes, he said coldly. Too dependent, too small. You call it love, but it's suffocating. I wanted a partner, not someone who can't stand on her own. Tears blurred my vision. Everything I gave you, my trust, my heart, you call that weakness. Lena shifted uncomfortably, muttering, maybe I should really leave. Don't. I choked. You might as well hear it. You're part of this. Daniel's eyes hardened. See? You can't even keep your composure. Always emotional, always fragile. I stumbled back, the room spinning. You built me up just to break me down. He didn't answer. He just poured himself another drink. I don't remember leaving. One moment I was staring at them, the next I was on Claire's doorstep. My hands trembling. She opened the door, eyes widening. What happened? My throat closed. Daniel, there was a woman, Lena. He didn't even deny it. Claire's face turned red with fury. That bastard, she pulled me inside. What did he say? I crumpled onto her couch. That I'm weak? That I suffocate him? That I'm nothing? Her jaw clenched. No, you're not nothing. He's a manipulator. He wanted you small so he could feel big. I shook my head, sobs choking me. I thought he loved me. Claire knelt in front of me, gripping my hands. Real love doesn't humiliate you. It doesn't betray you. Her words were knives, sharp and true. The next day at work, Sophia cornered me. You look wrecked, she said bluntly. He cheated, I whispered, with someone named Lena. Sophia's lips pressed into a thin line. I'm sorry, but are you finally ready to see him for what he is? I don't know how to breathe without him, I admitted. She leaned forward. Listen to me. You've been breathing through him, not with him. That's why you're gasping now. He cut off your air a long time ago. Her words stung, but deep down I knew she was right. That night, Claire stormed into my apartment with takeout. Eat something, she demanded. I'm not hungry. Too bad. She shoved the container into my hands. If he thinks you're weak, prove him wrong by standing. I stared at the food, appetite gone. He wanted me small. Then grow, she said fiercely. Grow so big he won't even recognize you. Her fire lit something inside me, faint but undeniable. Later, as I lay awake, Daniel's words replayed in my head. Weak, dependent, small dot but beneath the wreckage of my heart. Something stirred. Rage, not the kind that burned outward. The kind that simmered, coiled, waited dot for the first time. I didn't just feel broken. I felt the sharp edge of something else, something that whispered, this isn't the end. It's the beginning. And I swore, through tears and clenched fists, that Daniel would never call me weak again. I barely recognized myself in the mirror. Hollow cheeks, dark circles, lips cracked from nights without sleep. Food sat untouched on the counter. Days blurred into nights, and nights into silence. My phone buzzed again. Another message from Daniel. You'll never find better than me. No one will love you like I did. Pathetic is all you'll ever be. I stared at the words, numb. Then another vibration followed Claire's name. Please pick up. Her voice pleaded when I answered. I'm fine, I muttered. You don't sound fine. I don't feel anything, I admitted. You've lost weight. You're not. Sleeping. You can't let his poison keep you down. I laughed bitterly. He was right. I am nothing without him. No, she snapped. He just broke you down so you'd believe that. You were never nothing. Her fire didn't reach me. Nothing did later that day. Sophia stopped by, dropping a bag of groceries on my table. You didn't have to. I started. I did. She cut in. Because you won't take care of yourself. I turned away. What's the point? The point, she said firmly, is that you're still here. That alone makes him wrong. Do you understand? His words don't define you. They expose him. I sank into the chair, whispering, then why do I still hear his voice louder than yours? Because you let him live in your head rent-free. She shot back. Kick him out. I didn't answer. The silence between us was heavier than the grocery bag she'd dropped. That night, the doorbell rang again. When I opened it, Marcus stood there, arms crossed, eyes sharp. Wow, he said, looking me up and down. You look like hell, I glared. Thanks. Good. You should be mad at me, he replied. Because if you're mad, you're alive. Not alive. I'm barely breathing. Then breathe anyway, he barked. Stop giving him the satisfaction of watching you rot. My voice trembled. You don't get it. You broke me. I do get it, Marcus said, softer now. Pain like this, sit can chain you or free you. That's the choice. Tears welled up. I don't feel strong enough to choose. Then lean on us until you are, he said, gripping my shoulders. But don't you dare stay down. Not for him. His words pierced deeper than Daniel's taunts ever had. Later, lying in the dark, I replayed Marcus's voice in my head. Pain can either chain you or free you. Daniel's texts still stung. Claire's encouragement still felt like reaching for light I couldn't touch. Sophia's logic still battled with the noise in my mind. But Marcus's words, they didn't feel like comfort. They felt like a challenge. And for the first time since, Daniel shattered me. I wondered maybe I wasn't supposed to just survive. Maybe I was meant to rise from the ashes of who I was. I stared at my reflection one last time, the same hollow face, but something inside me had shifted. Marcus's words echoed in my head. Pain can chain you or free you. I clenched my fists. No more chains, I whispered, the next morning. Claire showed up at my door with coffee. You're smiling, she gasped. Barely, I admitted, but it's real this time. She grinned. Finally. I was worried you'd forgotten how. I almost did. But I'm done letting him win. She raised her cup to taking your life back. Later at Sophia's place, she noticed my gym. Back? You're actually doing it, she asked. Yeah. Therapy in the morning, gym after work. No more excuses. Sophia smirked. I told you you're stronger than you think. I laughed weakly. You'll have to remind me when I forget. Oh, trust me, I will, she said, pointing her spoon at me. The first therapy session was brutal. Why do you want to heal? The therapist asked. Because I refuse to be his victim anymore, I said, voice breaking. She nodded. Then every step you take will remind you of that choice. One evening, Marcus called as I left the gym. You sound alive, he said. Exhausted, I admitted, wiping sweat from my forehead, but alive. Good pain made you weak. Discipline will make you unstoppable. Discipline, I scoffed. You sound like a drill sergeant. Better than sounding like Daniel, he shot back. I laughed for the first time in weeks. But Daniel still lingered. He sent flowers, voicemails, endless texts. I miss you. No one will love you like I do. Stop pretending you're strong. One night, Claire caught me staring at my phone. Don't you dare answer him, she warned. I wasn't going to. Good. Because the second you do, he wins again. I deleted his messages that night. My chest felt lighter. Work became another battlefield. I pushed myself harder, and that's when I met Victor. He walked into the office, his presence commanding. You're the one who asked for extra projects. Yes, I said, nervous but steady. Then you'll get them. But understand this, you. Fail once, you learn. Fail twice, you adapt. Fail 3 times, you leave my team. I blinked. That's harsh. That's life, he replied. Do you still want in? Yes, I said firmly. He smirked. Good. Let's see if your words mean anything. After my first brutal assignment, I nearly collapsed at my desk. Victor appeared behind me, ready to quit. He asked, No, I panted. Then stand. Up straighter. Weakness is only temporary if you fight it. I muttered, You sound like Marcus. Then maybe you'll actually listen, he said before walking away. At home. I told Sophia about Victor. He's terrifying, I admitted. She grinned. Terrifying or not, he's exactly what you need. Someone who won't let you slip back, Claire. Leaned in, and you're handling it better than you think. Am I? I asked. Yes, Sophia said firmly. Look at you, you're laughing again. I smiled. For once, I believed him. Weeks passed. My body grew stronger, my mind sharper. Therapy peeled back scars I'd hidden. Victor's ruthless training sharpened my skills at work. Claire's laughter filled my evenings. Sophia's encouragement kept me grounded. And Marcus's tough love reminded me of the woman I wanted to become. One night, lying in bed, I whispered to myself, I am not his victim. Not anymore. And this time I knew it was true. I opened the door expecting silence. Instead, Daniel stood there disheveled, hollow-eyed, clutching a crumpled bouquet of flowers. Please, he whispered. I just need a minute. I froze, my chest tightening. For months, I'd prepared for this moment, but seeing him again made every scar ache inside. He set the flowers on the counter like they could erase the past. I made a mistake, he began. I let pride ruin everything. I need you. I folded my arms. You don't need me. You need the broken version of me you could control. His face twisted. That's not true. I loved you. I still love you. You loved my weakness, I said quietly. Not me. Claire's voice came from behind me. She'd insisted on staying nearby after hearing his messages. Funny, she said sharply, because love doesn't look like betrayal and manipulation. Daniel turned toward her. You always hated me. No, Claire shot back. I hated what you did to her. I held up my hand. Enough. This isn't about her. It's about you and me. Daniel's shoulders slumped. I've been miserable without you. She meant nothing, Lena. The others, none of it mattered. You're the only one who ever understood me. I laughed bitterly. Understood you? You wanted me silent, obedient. That's not understanding, that's ownership. He reached across the table. We can start over. I pulled back. It already ended. Later that night, Sophia arrived. After Claire called her, she dropped onto the couch, glaring at the flowers. Classic, she muttered. Cheap flowers, big words, same lies. He said he needs me, I whispered. Sophia leaned forward. Of course he did. 'Cause you're stronger now, and he hates it. He doesn't want you back, he wants power back. I nodded slowly. That's exactly how it felt. Claire smirked. Told you, he'll try everything until you shut the door for good. The next day, Sophia brought Anna to brunch with us. Anna was all sunshine, her laughter echoing across the cafe. So, Anna teased, sipping her latte. Is this the infamous ghost who's crawling back? Unfortunately, I said with a sigh. She grinned. Then picture this him, standing there all dramatic, begging, while you're glowing like a queen. That's karma serving itself hot. Claire burst out laughing. Like her? Sophia shook her head. She's trouble, but the fun kind. Anna leaned closer. Honey, real love doesn't drag you down. It lifts you until you can fly. Don't waste a second doubting that. Her words felt lighter than Marcus's discipline or Victor's sharp lessons. But they carried truth all the same. That evening, Daniel texted again. Please, I can't breathe without you. I stared at the screen, then handed it to Sophia. Read it, she read aloud, rolling her eyes. Can't breathe. That's manipulation 101. Delete. Anna snatched the phone, laughing. Girl, block him so fast his ghost gets whiplash. I smiled despite myself. You make it sound easy. It is easy, Anna said firmly. Hard was surviving him. Easy is choosing yourself. A week later, Daniel showed up outside my workplace. His voice cracked when he saw me. You really don't care anymore? He asked. I looked him in the eyes. I cared until it nearly destroyed me now. I care about me. He clenched his fists. You've changed, yes, I said softly. That's the point. When I told Marcus about it later, he grunted. He's a ghost. And ghosts don't change. I smiled. No, they don't. But I did. That night, lying in bed, I replayed Anna's laughter, Sophia's steady reminders, Claire's fierce defense, Marcus's blunt truths, and Victor's discipline. Together, they'd held me up until I learned to stand on my own. Daniel, no longer. Haunted me. He wasn't my anchor, my weakness, or my world. He was just a shadow, fading behind me as I stepped into the light for the first time. I whispered into the dark, "You don't own me. You never will again." And I finally believed it. I first heard the whispers at work. "Did you hear about Daniel?" a colleague muttered near the break room. "He lost that big account. Clients don't trust him anymore." Another voice followed. "And that new girlfriend left him. Said, he's toxic." The words hit me like echoes of a past I no longer lived in. For the first time, I didn't feel small. I felt free. That evening, Sophia called. "Guess whose name's been dragged through the mud?" "Daniel," I said calmly. She paused. "You already knew." I heard. Strange, isn't it? I thought the world would end when he broke me. Turns out, it's his world collapsing now. Sophia's tone sharpened. "Don't let pity slip in. Remember who he was to you?" "I remember," I whispered, "every word he used to cut me down. And I remember who I am now." Days later, I saw him outside my building. He looked nothing like the polished man I once admired. His shirt wrinkled, his hair unkempt, his eyes frantic. "Please," he called, chasing after me. Just 5 minutes. I stopped, arms crossed. "Why are you here?" "I need you," he said, voice cracking. "Everything's falling apart. Work, friends, love gone. You're the only one who ever truly believed in me." I tilted my head. "Believed in you or carried you?" He flinched. "I messed up. I pushed you away. I didn't realize what I had until you lost everything else." Cuttin. He reached out, desperation in his eyes. "We can fix this. You've changed. I see it. But maybe that's what I need now. You, stronger, wiser, please." I shook my head. "No, Daniel, you don't need me. You need saving. And I'm not here to rescue you anymore." His voice rose. "So that's it? You won't even try?" I met his gaze, steady and unflinching. "You never wanted me strong. You wanted me silent. And now that silence is the only answer you'll get." Later that night, Claire barged into my apartment, her face glowing with pride. "Tell me you didn't give him even a shred of hope." "I didn't," I said softly. "Good," she snapped. "He doesn't deserve your voice, your time, or your forgiveness." I smiled faintly. Funny thing is, I didn't even feel anger. Just nothing. "That nothing," Claire said, "is freedom." The following week, Daniel showed up again, this time at my workplace. He stormed past reception. "Until security stopped him, I just need to talk to her," he shouted. I walked out calmly, heels clicking against the marble floor. My team glanced up from their desks, curious but cautious. "Daniel," I said coolly, "this isn't the place." He ignored the crowd. "Please. I can't sleep. I can't eat. You're all I think about." "You should have thought about me when you had me," I replied. The silence that followed was heavier than any scream. My colleagues looked at me with newfound respect. And Daniel shrank under their gaze. He whispered, "You're not the same woman." "No," I said, my voice steady, "I'm better." That night, Marcus called. "I heard about the scene at your job." I sighed. "Word travels fast. You handled it." He asked like he was nothing but a shadow. I replied. Marcus chuckled. "That's my sister. Shadows fade. But fire keeps burning." I smiled, and I finally feel like the fire. A week later, Sophia, Anna, and Claire dragged me to dinner. The restaurant buzzed with light and laughter, a stark contrast to the chaos Daniel carried with him. Anna leaned over with a grin. "So, rumor says he begged like a soap opera villain in your office." "True, true," I admitted, laughing. Sophia smirked. "And you just shut him down in front of everyone?" I nodded. I didn't even raise my voice. Silence did the work. Claire raised her glass. To silence. The sweetest revenge. We clinked glasses, the sound like closure ringing in my chest. A month later, Daniel sent one final message. "I see, you don't care. I'll disappear from your life." But no, this you were the only one I ever loved. I stared at the words for a long moment. Then I deleted the message without replying, because love doesn't look like control. Love doesn't break you to feel whole. Love doesn't demand your weakness, and I no longer needed to explain that to him. Walking home that evening, city lights shimmering around me, I caught my reflection in a shop window. My shoulders straight, my eyes bright, my steps unshaken. I whispered to myself, "You tried to bury me, Daniel. But all you did was plant me." And as I walked into the night, I knew he finally saw it to his downfall. Wasn't my doing. It was his own hand, while I rose untouchable. 2 years later, my life looked nothing like the ruins Daniel left me in. I stood on a stage, lights warm against my face, the audience clapping as my name was called. "Congratulations, Victor," said, shaking my hand firmly. "You've earned this. Every ounce of it." "Thank you," I whispered, my voice steady. He leaned closer. "Remember this feeling? This is yours, not borrowed, not handed. You built this?" I nodded, my chest swelling with pride. Later, Sophia and Anna rushed to my side, both glowing with excitement. "You killed that speech," Sophia said. "Sharp, confident, unstoppable." Anna laughed. "And gorgeous. Did you see the way half the room couldn't take their eyes off you?" I chuckled. I felt alive, like every scar turned into armor tonight. Sophia raised her glass. "To scars and the woman who wears them like jewels." We clinked glasses, the sound pure light, freeing. Marcus arrived late, but when he spotted me, his face softened. "Little sister," he said, wrapping me in a hug. "I'm proud of you, more than I can say." Tears burned my eyes. "You always pushed me when I wanted to give up. And you proved me right," he replied. "Pain didn't chain you, it forged you." As the night moved on, laughter and music filling the air, I felt a strange presence. My gaze drifted across the room and froze. Daniel. He stood near the back, half hidden in the shadows, his suit wrinkled, his shoulders hunched. His eyes locked on me, but gone was the arrogance, the smirk, the man who once owned every room. Now he looked small. Sophia noticed first. "Don't turn," she whispered, gripping my arm. "He's here." "I saw him," I murmured. Anna frowned. "What nerve? He doesn't belong in this space." Marcus's jaw tightened. "Want me to handle it?" I shook my head. "No. Let him watch." Minutes passed, but Daniel never approached. He lingered in the corner, eyes following every step I took, every laugh I shared, every congratulation I received. I felt no anger, no longing, only a quiet triumph. Sophia leaned closer. "Doesn't it bother you?" "No," I said. "This is better than any confrontation." He came to see what he lost, and now he can never touch it. Later, as the award ceremony ended, I walked toward the exit. Daniel finally moved, stepping forward, his voice soft. "You look incredible." I stopped, but I didn't turn. "Thank you." "I'm not here to cause trouble," he whispered. "I just needed to see you, to see what you've become." Took a breath, my reflection in the glass doors staring back at me. "You're looking at a life that doesn't need you. It's all you came for, isn't it?" I said nothing. Silence filled the space, heavy and final. Outside, Sophia grabbed my hand. "You didn't even look at him. That was brutal." I smiled faintly. Silence was always my revenge. He wanted me broken, begging. Now he only sees strength. Anna looped her arm through mine. "And we're taking you out for champagne to celebrate it," Marcus added. "Let him drown in regret. That's his punishment. Yours is freedom." That night, lying in bed, I thought back to the girl I once was. The girl who cried over Daniel's betrayal, who starved herself with grief, who begged for scraps of love. She was gone. In her place stood the woman who no longer sought validation in his eyes, who no longer trembled at his words. My silence had become my weapon, my crown. Daniel would go back to his shadows, carrying the weight of what he lost. And me, I would keep walking into the light. I sat with my friends around a small table, the night air cool against my skin. Laughter filled the space, but my heart was calm, steady like a lake after the storm. Claire nudged me. "You're awfully quiet tonight." "What's running through?" "That head of yours?" I smiled softly. "Everything. The past. The pain. How far I've come." Sophia leaned closer. "Careful, don't get sentimental on us." Anna giggled. "Oh, let her. She's earned it." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "Speak then. What's weighing on you?" I exhaled slowly. Daniel wanted me weak. He wanted me to stay small so he could feel strong. But in trying to break me, he gave me the fire to rise. My strength exists because of his cruelty, and yet it has nothing to do with him anymore. Claire's eyes softened. "That's the woman I always believed you'd become." "Do you hate him?" Sophia asked gently. I shook my head. "No, hate is still a chain. I thank the pain, but I won't carry it. He'll always live with what he lost, and I'll live." Free Anna grinned. "That's so much better than revenge." "Happiness looks better on you." Marcus chuckled. "And nothing pisses a man off more than realizing his absence only made you stronger." I laughed, the sound surprising me. Right? I don't need rage. I don't need closure from him. My silence, my life, my joy, that's enough. Claire lifted her glass. "To freedom." Sophia added, "To strength." Anna chimed to laughter. Marcus raised his eyes steady on me. "To you." We clinked glasses, the sound ringing, like a final chapter closing. As the night wound down, Sophia walked with me outside. The street lamps glowed softly, casting golden halos on the pavement. "You're different now," she said quietly. "I feel different," I admitted. For so long, I thought I was alone, but I never was. I had you, Claire, Marcus, even Anna, reminding me what joy feels like. That's what saved me. Sophia smiled. Family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's the ones who choose to stay. I felt tears sting my eyes. I see that now. Later, Marcus caught up to me as I lingered by the car. "You good?" he asked. "Better than good," I replied. "For the first time, I feel free." He nodded. "Then you've won." On the drive home, I let silence cradle me. My mind drifted back to the girl I had been, fragile, desperate, begging Daniel for love. I could still hear her sobs. Still. Remember the hollow ache in her chest, but I wasn't her anymore. Now, I walked forward, carrying the strength carved from every betrayal, every broken promise. When I reached home, I stepped onto my balcony, the city lights flickering like stars. Below, Claire's laughter still echoed in my ears. Sophia's wisdom warmed my heart. Anna's joy painted my soul in color. Marcus's tough love kept me grounded. I wasn't alone, never truly had been. Daniel had wanted me weak. But it was his hunger for control that lit the fire of my freedom. I closed my eyes and whispered to myself, revenge isn't rage. It's silence, strength. It's living a life no betrayal can touch. And in that moment, I felt it bittersweet closure, an absolute freedom. I was free at last.